guys, it's Gina. I am going to walk you through this layout. I'm sorry, I was printing something and I broke the return on that printer, and now the photos just shoot at me. So I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So what am I doing? I am doing a layout of this tree that sits out front of my house, and this was the first snowfall of 2015. This was January 6th. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm trying to do my scrapbooking in chronological order and keep up with it this year. It's, you know, this new and exciting thing. And I figure when I have time, I'll go back and scrap previous years, but I really want to try to keep 2015 as up to date as possible. So I'm going through a bunch of papers that I had sitting on my desk that I wasn't sure. I should probably get the supply list for this photo is across the room. So I don't know what the supplies are that I'm using, because I'm not going to get up to go get them in the middle of this recording. So we're just going to wing it. And if you have any questions about any of the supplies, you know, I should really start this all over. If you have any questions about any of the supplies that I'm using in this layout, I will have them linked to I will have them listed in my blog post and linked below. I know that this is a Heidi Swapp. I think it's called September Skies or December Skies or something like that. This sort of electric chevron here, this dark blue, and because there's so much white on that photo, I definitely wanted a photo mat behind it to kind of separate it from this white background that I'm going to use. It's kind of this white with the clouds on it, and the clouds kind of are distressed a little bit. They have kind of like white spots on them, and I decided that it kind of looked like snow to me. So I'm using this large tag, and again, I don't know where it's from, but this large tag, and I'm gonna just sort of it's gonna become the main focus, that tag, of my other than the photo, of course, the large focus of my scrapbooking layout. And right now I'm just playing with a bunch of die cuts and things that I have sitting on my desk, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want to layer this scrapbook page. Most of my layouts are sort of centrally located. I don't do a lot of the goal layout that I did this year was sort of all spread out, but I tend to do layered scrapbook pages in the middle of the page. So, and this is going to be no different. I knew I wanted to use that camera because I actually went outside in the cold with no shoes on to get this photo, because the snow was not going to last. It wasn't going to hang around for a long time. So I wanted to make sure that I went out and got that. And I thought at first that I would use that lovely Heidi Swapp word. It's an acetate word on this layout, and I don't end up using it. I thought at first that I was going to layer it over the camera, but then I found another button, another flare, and it says happiness, and I layered that on over top of the camera where the lens would go. And then this is the December kit from Freckled Fawn, the Oh Dear Me kit, and I'm just pulling out some of the things that were in that kit that I thought might work on this layout. And now I'm going to use yellow, which is a complementary color to blue. It's a contrasting color to blue. But it's going to throw the layout off a little bit, in my opinion, because this is going to be the only yellow. I don't know where I am, but I'm off somewhere. The only yellow I'm going to use on the layout. Okay, Gina, come back. Oh, I went to get letter stickers. There you go. They're all the way across the room now. They're not near my scrap desk anymore, so I have to get up to go get them. So I'm going to use that yellow paper, and I'm going to just tear it off a bit, and then I'm going to layer it, and this pink paper as well. I'm just going to create a couple of paper layers with it. The yellow paper, I'm actually not sure where it's from, but the pink paper is from Creative Agenda from Echo Park. And like I said, all of the supplies will be on the blog post, because I do have them written down. I just didn't bring the supply list over to where I'm doing this voiceover, and I'm actually connected. I use a headphone mic, so yeah, I don't want to get up and walk across the room while I'm trying to do this voiceover, so I'm just going to kind of wing it with these the supply list. So here is the basic bones, I guess, of the layout, if you will. And these little metal tags came in the Freckled Fawn Oh Dear Me December kit, and they were a pain in the tail. Because of the way they put the adhesive on the back of those clips, the adhesive came through the cutout words, and so the adhesive stuck to everything. So here I'm just trying, I like them, I like the color of them, and I really like, I'm using an adhesive eraser here. I really like these clips, but they were kind of a pain to use because, and I didn't even put them back in their packaging because the front of them just stick to everything. So I added that little clip up there. It says love, and I added it to the upper right hand corner of my photo. And then I know I want to use that camera, but I feel like I need something behind it, and I have these rub-ons from Maggie Holmes for crate paper. I think that's the Open Road collection, and I'm going to cut this sort of, there's a lot of black in this photo, and the matte, the matte I use for my photo is very dark. It's kind of reading black even though it's navy. So I pulled this is just like a decorative border that was in those rub-ons, so I'm going to use that behind the camera, and I'm going to put it on so it sits flush with that tag. I don't want it to extend out past that tag. So, and then I'm going to have a little bit left over, just a small piece of that decorative. I know I have a small piece of that decorative rub-on left. I don't know what, there we go. There's the small piece left, and I just decided to stick it down in this little, in this left-hand corner here. My printer is over there going crazy. And I'm actually going to cover most of it up, but it does extend that black across the page there. And I was looking at those other rub-ons to see if there was anything else I wanted to use, because there's an odd gap between where that black rub-on ends and where that pink paper starts, and that sort of step is kind of bothering me, and I need to get over that because all of the squares we use on our layout make all of these odd steps and gaps and things, but it was bothering me. I think mostly because the rub-on is flat to the paper. It's not like, it doesn't have any dimension, and then you had that dimensional piece. I don't know, something about it was throwing me off, so I felt like I needed to do something there. So I took some of this tape, I think it's from my Mind's Eye. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from my Mind's Eye collection, this silver tape. And I just added a bit of it to lay flush with the pink striped paper. And that made it felt better to me with how that corner of the layout was working. And so now I'm putting this camera up on some dimensional adhesive, and I really like the way that lays now. I'm very happy with that bottom right-hand corner. And then I don't know what I'm doing now. Oh, I'm gonna take that silver tape and put it in the upper left-hand corner as well, because I feel like it needs to be more than one place on the layout. So I'm going to go from that rub-on again all the way over to the tag and add that silver there. And it just gives it a little bit of continuity between the, you know, the bottom of the layout and the top of the layout. And when I first put elements down on my paper, down on the back brown paper, I don't put a lot of adhesive behind them because I don't know what I'm going to layer underneath and things like that. So that's what I was doing. I was just going around and adding more adhesive behind the elements on the paper because I don't add enough at the beginning, and then it turns out, you know, it needs more adhesive. I didn't use that lovely word sticker that I had, but I like that one that says remember there, so I used that one. And now I'm looking for letter stickers I want to use. There will be no journaling on this page because the title I knew was going to be First Snow 2015, and I didn't think there was anything, I didn't really think that there was any need for any more journaling than that. That's what the picture is. It's the first snow. There were no stories around it except for the fact that I was sad that I didn't have a sled. I really need to buy a sled because we have a big hill in the back of our backyard, and I would really like to go sledding down it. And I told Stu this, and he didn't buy me a sled, so I'm upset with him. But anyway, First Snow 2015 is my title, and I get that all down, and I'm glad that I had two sets of those stickers because I ran out of one of the letters in the first pack, so I had another pack to go. I'm going to use these 3 felt stickers. They kind of look like snowflakes. They came in the Freckled Fawn December kit, so I used those to create sort of a triangle around the page. I'm going to put the date down with this date stamp, and I'm going to put it, I wasn't sure where to put it at first, but I'm just going to put it right above that where the first is. And then I'm going to use that love. I really tried to use that silver metal thing that came in one of the kits, but I ended up not using it on this page. I put the love up there above the date, and I didn't want it to look like a speech bubble, because I have real trouble using speech bubbles when they're not like attached to what someone's saying. You know, like to have that tail, like my letters are not speaking to you. You know what I mean? My letters aren't saying love. So I decided that I would just cut that off and be done with that. And I added the those stamps. That stamp is also from the Freckled Fawn Oh Dear Me kit. It's just a stamp of a little snowflake. So I added that in the 3 little embellishment clusters around the page. And now I'm just looking through and seeing if there's anything else I want to add. And it turns out that I won't. But I feel like the layout, I'm not going to add any dimensional things to the layout. I am going to add some India ink from Bombay on the diagonal across this layout. And I really wish I wouldn't. But I did. And it was weird because when the ink laid, I don't know why I thought I was going to use yellow. Oh, because I'm upset. All right. You know, I'm upset that there's only that one sliver of yellow on the page. But then I just let that go and said, you know what? It looks fine. I'm going to daub this India ink on the page. And it dried in a really weird way. I think it would have been fine if I had just left it like that. But then I felt like I needed like smaller dots. So I'm going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to use it to kind of make splatters, like smaller, tinier splatters. And there are 2 things about this India ink. One, the background paper I'm using is super duper thin. And so it created like the India ink went right through my paper. See it? And so then that's when I decided, oh, you should probably put this on something and not, you know, mess up your craft mat, you know, your cutting mat. And then if you look at it, you can kind of see how in this picture, it looks pretty shadowy, and it sort of created like a grease ring around the drops. That has since gone away as it dried, but it was kind of weird to use. So I think I'm going to have to play with that India ink a little bit more. But there is a final picture of the layout. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you next time. You guys take care. Have a good day. Bye.